Yes, good morning. Today is the 11th of March 2022. You're welcome to this edition of Vice Studies and Stand. We are right in Ogba as we get people talking on the topical issues that we have this morning. Breaking news: the Lagos State government has taken over garages from the National Union of Road Transport Workers. Yesterday, MC Oluma was suspended by the national body and he put out a press statement saying that the Lagos State chapter is pulling out from the national body of the agency. Okay, let's take a look at the papers we have this morning. I have the Vanguard with me. I also have the Nigerian Tribune. Let's take a look at the Nigerian Tribune this morning. What does the Tribune have for us? Russia-Ukraine war taking toll on our businesses. Major marketers cry out, say diesel unaffordable, due to the Russia-Ukraine war. Aviation fuel also. NCAA may shut down nation's airspace. The airline agency may shut down the nation's airspace because of the the shortage of aviation fuel. As House of Reps blow hot on cartel operating in the aviation sector. NNPC says there is enough products. Contrasting statements. NNPC saying there's enough products. Why would the NCAA want to shut down the nation's airspace? Today, Ibadan Agog as new Olubadan received staff of office. Ibadan Agog as the new Olubadan received staff of office. Markets shut, roads closed. Markets shut and roads closed because the Ibadan is going to receive his staff of office today. On APC convention crisis, Yahoo governors backed Buni. That is from Akredolu. He's saying that those backing Buni, the embattled chairman, are Yahoo governors. So Yahoo governors backed Buni as Buni letter transferring to Bello surfaces. I did not get any letter from Buni. Buni allegedly transferred the letter to Bello. And now Bello is saying that I did not get any letter from Buni. After 7 years of APC in power, Tinubu says we still have a lot of work to do. After 7 years of APC in power, Tinubu has come out to say that we still have a lot of work to do. Yaya Bello is shield of APC in Nigeria, Senate President. Yaya Bello is shield of APC in Nigeria. I think that's the Kogi State governor. Passengers stranded as Ibadan Lagos train runs out of diesel. Passengers stranded. You can see the picture on the Nigerian Tribune. Passengers stranded as Ibadan Lagos train runs out of diesel. Was a country. You can see they are trying to reload diesel into the train. NURT suspends MC Oluomo. We are no longer members of NURTW. He replies, that is MC Oluomo replies, the body saying, we are no longer members of the national body. CP tightens security in Lagos. As you can see, if you can look at the background, these guys are no more on uniform. They are not wearing the National Association uniform. They are on mufti. Lagos NURTW has pulled out of the national body. Okay, wives of Kebbi slain soldiers attack commanding officers' residence. Protest this morning as wives of the Kebbi soldiers that were slain, they had to go to the residence of the commanding officer to protest the death of their husband. Yesterday, gunmen attacked the deputy governor of Kebbi State and killed 19 soldiers. 19 soldiers. Now their wives have come out to say that we want our husband back. This morning, protest in Kebbi State over the death of 19 soldiers. Estimated 100 more women die daily during childbirth in Nigeria. Estimated 100 women die daily during childbirth in Lagos. Again, suspected herdsmen kill 8 in Benue State. Again, yesterday it was about 20. Today, suspected herdsmen killed 8 in Benue State. Let's go over to the Vanguard newspaper. APC crisis, Yahoo governors backing Buni, that is from Akeredolu. Yahoo governors backing Buni, that is from Akeredolu. Kebbi deputy governor recounts ordeal in bandits attack. Kebbi deputy governor recounts ordeal in bandits attack. NURTW suspend Oluomo as Lagos chapter pulled out. NURTW suspends Oluomo as Lagos chapter pulls out. Federal government raises petroleum products price rate by 25%. Insecurity, we fund security more than federal government governors. We fund security more than the federal government. And why Chidinma orders took part in beauty pageant prisons? Yesterday, Chidinma, the lady alleged to have killed Super TV CEO boss Ataga, got involved, participated in a beauty pageant, and she came out Miss Cell Nigeria. 1, 2, 3 Nigeria, 123 Nigerians to arrive from Ukraine today. 123 Nigerians to arrive from Ukraine today. BLT, it's hard to believe my daughter is dead. Babishe's father. It is hard to believe that my daughter is dead. Okay, State of the Nation, settle dispute with ASU. Catholic Bishop tells the federal government. Settle dispute with ASU. Catholic Bishop tells FG. Aviation fuel scarcity over soon. That is promises from Kiari, Mele Kiari, GMD, and NBC. Aviation fuel passengers lament as airlines cut flight frequencies. Passengers lament as airlines cut flight frequencies. Okay, let's look at who is online this morning as we welcome many of our viewers this morning. Let's look at those that have graced the platform this morning. I want to say a big welcome to you. This is once again bystanders at the newsstands. Bystanders at the newsstands. Okay, who is here? I have Ike Chukwuezenwa. Good morning, Ike Chukwuezenwa, frequent viewer. World Views, good morning. Today, seeing you today is wonderful. Larry, good morning, Mr. Larry. Uche Jenny, good morning. For Niger, good morning. For Niger, good morning. He said I called her alleged. Wow. Ifoma Ophili, good morning. Power James, good morning. Charles Ike Diagbaja, good morning. Jesus Sky TV, good morning. For Niger, she is. There's a difference. Thank you very much. I have Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles. Okay, are you protesting? Okay, good morning, Mr. Chigozie.
Yeah, good morning, Christian.
How is Nigeria doing for you this morning?
You should know better. I think was it along Ibadan Express, Lagos Ibadan Expressway that a train stopped as a result of shortage of diesel.
In the middle of nowhere.
In middle of nowhere, and could it be that that's the dividends of good governance?
Okay.
And I thank God that didn't result to the loss of lives. Otherwise, that would have been very devastating. How could a train, such locomotive,
not up to a year,
not have adequate fuel or diesel to run? It's very unfortunate. This can only happen in Nigeria. You see, yesterday, you skipped that information where a deputy governor, a serving deputy governor, convoy was attacked in Kebbi State. And the security orderlies attached to him, over 19 were recorded dead instantly.
And we do as if nothing is happening.
And who knows how many of them that sustained gun injuries. You see, if such a notable personality, the second person in Kebbi State, could be attacked in such a manner, it could be the act of God that spared his life, or maybe, of course, he was in armored car. This thing. If not, 19, among which we are DSS, special squad, military squads, drafted. We are gunned down by the so-called bandits in Nigeria, in this current Nigeria, and you are still believing in one Nigeria. Then if such deputy governor could be attacked with such heavy armories, then who is safe in Nigeria? That question goes to my brother, Mr. Bright Omo. Who is safe? No, and Mr. Mazi Taiwo. No, I'm not in any way insulting that person. But of course, you got to understand the true position of what is happening in Nigeria. Who is safe, Mr. Christian? Are you safe? It's just that, of course, luck is on our side that we've not been caught up.
What can we learn?
With
what
the level of
can we learn from all this?
It clearly shows that we don't have a country. You cannot agree with me. What kind of a country? The so-called locomotive that was floated in not less than a year, runs out of diesel, stopped in the halfway. Supposing it stopped in most of those volatile areas, it means all the commuters, all the people on board will be left at the mercy of those kidnappers or Boko Haram.
They started with adulterated fuel, bringing in.
It's very unfortunate. Every morning you wake up, you are faced with bad news. There's no any news that gives you hope, or give the country or the people hope. Whatever you see is calamity, casualties in the highest order. It's very unfortunate.
The wives of those soldiers are protesting at the home of the commander.
Oh, it's very unfortunate.
Now it seems like they might not be expecting some compensations. That's why they want to go out for protest.
That's why I said Nigeria is gone, it's finished. With such heavy security, drafted security personnel attached to the convoy of the deputy governor, met, of course, their water load unexpectedly. With all their bulletproof and whatever attached to themselves, they decked themselves with. It shows that this country is not safe. We don't have a country. If a deputy governor could be attacked, you can imagine their wife now, who have been forced to such widowhood. Their children now become fatherless. Nobody cares for them. It's not even the government.
They know. They know that they will not care for them. That's why they are protesting.
You cannot see it. I'm not the one saying it. Women who lost their breadwinner, who lost their loved one on the basis they are serving Nigeria. And yet you are within the territory of Nigeria, and such level of wickedness, such level of atrocity is going unaddressed. Yes, it was yesterday. That one is gone. What you are expecting is a new story. As if that these are not people, these are not human beings. What happens? Okay, maybe Buhari will be married to all these. They will gather in Aso Rock so that Buhari will take them to themselves and add to Aisha Buhari and marry all of them. You are saddled with the responsibility of protecting life and property, even with within your own supposed territorial integrity. Your supposed combatant men are dying, are being lost to ordinary bandits, and you call them ordinary bandits. These are militias. These are armed men, trained armed men, who were given one objective, one goal to overrun the northern region. Not just in the interest of the northern people, but to control. They want to get power so that they can control the gold, the resources within the northern caliphate, northern territory. You can see them unleashing mayhem on daily basis. And can you call that a country? That you are not at war, and yet you are losing your men, you are losing your citizens. Look at the widows are now protesting. You can imagine the level of depression, how their lives have been shattered without without even anticipating such.
What should have happened?
Their men, they are left home, of course, believing that they will come back. But unfortunately, luck was not on their side.
In a sane society, what should have happened? Let's start with the train issue. In a sane society, what should have happened immediately?
But unfortunately, Nigeria is not a sane society. So, more or less, you don't expect anything to happen. And it is only the commuters that bears the brunt. And nobody can sue the federal government. It's above the constitution. And it's very unfortunate that we found ourselves trapped in this system. If in 21st century, where people are making better projections, how to subdue the sky, the space, another, universe. You are now, what is the problem of Nigeria is that Nigeria cannot even afford diesel to run the so-called, even if not third class train that was pushed down to Nigeria as a dumping site. You don't even have a diesel to maintain it. Then you can, what happens to the other facet of our development? It's very unfortunate, and that is not, of course, you don't have an end to this. It's very unfortunate.
Is there anything like Yahoo governors?
Yahoo governors back to me. Well, they understand better, but there is no art of governance if there is no accountability to the people. If, of course, the dividends of democracy is not being extended to the people, then it is more or less a Yahoo governor or government either. So it's very unfortunate that most of them takes. I called a friend in Port Harcourt. I told him what is going on in Port Harcourt is Wike performing. He said he's not performing anything. He's just parading himself. I've been scoring himself to have performed only by building bridges. Is bridges an achievement? Is counting how many bridges is built in the last 8 years? Is that an achievement? What is bridges? What is building roads? These are basic, common things even local government can projects they can execute. You see, and they take to themselves over 5 billion naira as security votes on monthly basis. Because if Imo State, as poor as Imo State, can take 1 billion naira as security votes, then Port Harcourt, that is an oil-rich state, will be taking no less than 5 billion without doing anything. And they are clapping their hands for themselves that they are performing because of you are building overhead bridge, and that you count as an achievement.
Your citizen cannot feed.
Yeah, citizens cannot afford a meal, a basic diet, balanced diet. There is no job, there is no creation, there is no even environment created for such. Only an opportunity is created for the hooligans and the mischief makers.
Okay, let's look at NRT in Lagos.
And kidnappers.
And new RT in Lagos. What do you take out of the crisis?
Well, I said that is not a surprise. I believe that, from my own point of reasoning, that the government of Lagos State, of course, under the auspices of Jide Sawolu, they felt they have been shot on the leg, and the only way they feel they can express their grief is to dis- disengage, of course, the oppression of the North from uh, operating within the Lagos State. That is just the only thing I see there. It was not in the interest of
Of
the
the people.
masses, of the people.
That's where I'm
It is
going.
not. It was not, the suspension of North was not in the interest of the people. You see, they of course see that they will not stand a better chance to benefit because they also have their own cut in whatever that is being remitted
That's
on
right.
daily
That's what I
basis.
wanted to.
So seeing that the federal has, I mean, have moved, have waded in Lagos State's affair, so it will hamper the opportunity of course, taking what belongs to them from the lion's share. So this is the intent that informs the position of North. So when Oloma was suspended, why shouldn't he serve the suspension? He's acting as if he's above the law, under which he operates, he enjoys so many privileges. So it is just orchestrated. It is a planned deal between Oloma and the Lagos State government. They said they have suspended, is happening? The same people are still collecting money. This money, everywhere I see them collecting money. So who are you deceiving? Somebody said that they just suspended the uniform. They didn't suspend the collection. It's only the uniform. So they are not wearing the uniform, so you can't hold them accountable. This is Nigeria for you. It's very unfortunate. And with such system, we are not going anywhere. And the better, of course, this country is dismembered, the better for humanity. People cannot continue to lose their life. Look at those people protesting. Women overnight become widows. What happens to their children?
Jarek is saying that some
It's very
Nigerians are
unfortunate.
just very hard to please, always putting Nigeria down without any suggestion of the solution. You suggest the
With due
solution
respect,
to
I don't have to waste my time responding to that. Who is that Jarek? Is somebody I don't have to put up with.
so there's no
I
other
don't.
solution.
It doesn't matter to him. I know he's not empathizing with the people that have lost their life. How much does he have to take care of himself? Let alone to cater for these 19 women who lost their husband in a single day. This is not an act of war. You see, what happens to their children? Can the federal government take care of? Of course, they don't have any life assurance. Even the money that was meant to give to them, sometimes will be cut down to the lowest minimum before it gets to those widows. The, they may have paid more sacrifice. So I don't listen to such people who have lost their sense of reasoning. And when you lost your sense of reasoning, that means you are no longer a human being.
Okay.
You have lost the sense of feeling. See, they are not part of my family members, but I also felt the pain because I understood what it means to lose a loved one. Even not because you lost it as a result of natural disaster. You lost it as a result of the negligence on the part of the said government and the likes of Jarek, who are indifferent who are very wicked, and they don't mind, they don't have feelings concerning human beings. He's the same person that looks like somebody like me, and even Ralph. Maybe I don't have beers. He looks at Ralph with all his beers and call him a boy. You can imagine that kind of level of rascality. I think that person is a human being.
Thank you very much.
It's very unfortunate. The fundamental issue is that more lives will be wasted if an end is not put to this system. It's uncalled for. Why should people continue to waste without any justifiable reason? Where are those bandits? Why is it that the Buhari government, with all the service chiefs, cannot fish them out? Where are their intelligent guardians? Where are they? Where are the Muslim power? I mean, the Moses. Is it to go down to east and start killing my people, my brothers, adopting them, innocent youths, killing them in the most gruesome way? Let them go and face the bandits.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr.
And show their own strength of power or firearms. It's very unfortunate. So my sympathy goes to those families who lost their breadwinners, who lost their fathers, their uncles, their sons, and their brothers to this irresponsible and illegitimate system or government called Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
I still advocate for referendum. Otherwise, either we do that by way of peace, or of course, end up in pieces, which remains inevitable.
Chigozie, Matthew Chigozie. I have Mr. Matthew. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. Just as we are about to finish yesterday, we heard that NURTW national body suspends Oluomo, and further in the day, the Lagos State chapter of NURTW had to pull out of the national body, and they asked the Lagos State government to take over the garages. Let me get your opinion on the issue.
I think it's a strategy. Because personally, I've read about it yesterday when they say his suspension is based on insubordination, that he's trying to incite the Lagos branch against the national body. I think it is their internal crisis. If they are deciding to pull out from the national body and asking Lagos State government to take over the garages, I think it is because
in the interest of the people.
It cannot be in the interest of the people. That's why I say it is strategy. Because they know that if he starts parading himself as the chairman having been suspended, the national body will use other strategy, the security agencies, to pick him up and charge him accordingly for acting when he's supposed to be under suspension. I think that does explain the reason they strategically say they are pulling out of the national body.
Yes, I believe they have a legal ground on that.
Asking the Lagos State government to take over the garages. But however I look at it, all we want is, however they want to resolve it, they should not throw the state into chaos, into crisis. Because anything you see is borders on interest. What National is doing is to protect the interests of the union. I think what himself is doing is to protect his own personal interests. So however they want to address it, what we should be asking for is they should not throw the state into crisis. Because if you have crisis, it is an even wind that blows no one any good. And nobody knows how it ends. So however they try to resolve it, they should do it in peace.
Okay, let's look at KB governor deputy governor recount ordeal in the hands of bandits. The wives of the 19 slain soldiers are protesting this morning. Let's get your view on that.
You see, we have been saying it not just now, that we are looking forward to post-Buhari era. Because in terms of insecurity, security-wise, this government has failed. There's no choice about it. This government came in when we have singular issue of Boko Haram as insurgents. Under the watch of Mr. President, Muhammadu Buhari, Boko Haram metamorphosed into ISWAP.
ISWAP, okay.
And you still have Boko Haram, the original Boko Haram. You have bandits that have been designated as terrorists now. And the president seems not to know or have the wherewithal to address it. After staying up to 6, even 7, close to 7 years in the saddle, you still have difficulties in addressing insurgency, banditry. And we could recall that at his inaugural speech in 2015, that he did order the then chief of army staff in the best of Brutai to permanently relocate to Borno, Maiduguri specifically, until Boko Haram is completely subdued. We have seen Bruta spent almost 5 years, if not more than, hand over to another chief of army staff. Boko Haram is still operating. ISWAP is still operating. Bandits that have been tagged terrorists have not been added to it. It's quite unfortunate and regrettable. See some security personnel that died in their numbers, up to 20
Why
or
is it that
so.
we have not dealt with this insurgency?
It is a combination of many factors. Lack of strategy is there. Not driving the process through technology is a major problem of Nigerian governance, of Nigerian government, in terms of fighting insurgency, bandits, insecurity generally. Because you cannot continue doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
Yeah.
The same strategy you used last year, the same you are replicating this year, the same you hope to use next year. The bandits, the insurgents, they have mastered your strategy. So they have a way to play around your strategies. So you need fresh strategies. You need to drive the strategy through technology. Technology is the way to go. Until you explore that, you have not yet started in terms of fighting insecurity. And I don't think the Nigerian government is leveraging on the available technology globally to address this issue of insecurity. If they are doing so, I think the Nigerian government have what it takes to be in advantageous position against the bandits in terms of deploying technology to fight them. How can the bandits, the terrorists, be beating Nigeria in their own game? We have all and if you look at it, paucity of fund is not an issue, because almost every area, anytime the executive asks National Assembly for approval to get funds by way of borrowing or by way of spending extra budgetary allocation or supplementary budget, National Assembly have always granted them that request. So to that extent, one can confidently say that funding is not an issue. Recently, we were made to understand by the Chief of Air Staff that is some critical component of the A-29 Super Tucano jets, 12 of them, the Nigerian government recently acquired from America, that some critical components of those aircraft have not been, we have not taken delivery of it. So on that strength, we encourage Nigerian Air Force to synergize with the relevant government agencies in Nigeria to see how fast they can get those critical components so that they can deploy these A-29 Super Tucano jets to all the major theaters of war. Because for me, I call it war, it's beyond crisis. If 20 security personnel can be killed in an encounter, go and look at Ukraine-Russia war.
Yeah.
I have not seen any incidents where any of the sites record colossal damage of 20 military personnel dying once. Yet you say Nigeria's situation is even worse than what you see in Ukraine.
What?
The difference is that Ukraine is receiving serious bombardment from Russia in all fronts. But in terms of human wastage, in terms of casualty resulting from insurgency, that is Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandits, I think we are losing more life than the situation of Iran. So Nigeria's situation calls for more concern than even the situation of Iran. Ukraine. But I think, like I said earlier, that we are looking forward to post-Buhari era. And it's unfortunate that Mr. President still have up to 1 year in the saddle. So only God knows how we survive that 1 year or thereabout that he left. Because the situation where he seems to have exhausted all he knows how to do. So we see the way it is, we are at the mercy of the bandits, of kidnappers, of robbers, of insurgents. I think God is the one protecting us.
Okay.
We cannot rely on the strategy of the government for protection.
Passengers stranded as Ibadan Lagos train run out of diesel.
It is still part of inefficiency. Why did I say so?
Is it the problem of the government or a systematic problem?
Is systematic one. Government is a critical stakeholder in that railway. It's even government owned. I can understand Chinese that is building it has some stake. But what I say that is, if you are running a business as a business person, you know your consumables. In this case, diesel is one of the consumables, or fuel, whatever category of fuel uses is one of the consumables. You should know the minimum stock you need. You should have some reserve. You should not be caught unawares. If there is an abrupt destruction in the supply chain of one of your consumables, should not make you witness instant shutdown, because you would have gotten some reserve to take it for like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, as the case may be. And if you watch your stock is going down below a particular level, you restock. So it beat every known imagination that a railway corporation that is being run by a sovereign state like Nigeria will suddenly run out of fuel to do its business. So it speaks to inefficiency. It speaks to lack of strategy. It speaks to not doing it the best way it should be done. And I think the whole process should be rejected.
Okay, let's look at the crisis and still. Akeredolu alleges that the Yahoo governors are the one backing Uni.
I don't know what you mean by Yahoo governor, but what I can understand is a clash of interests. I think RFI before now alluded to a similar thing. What I can understand is whether Malabumi led Technical Committee, or as we have it currently, Bello led Technical Committee, it all borders on interests. Politics, they say by definition, is madness of many for the benefit of few. Now the madness is ongoing. By the time you start sharing who gets what, that's when the few that benefit will come out. Because if you look at the scenario that played out before we saw Bello assuming the leadership of the party, Bumi have been severally accused by his co-governors, his colleagues, of having a personal agenda to be a running mate, vice president of a particular aspirant. To that extent, there is allegations that he have secured court injunction to stop the March 26th National Convention.
Okay.
And there is another allegation that there is a subsisting court order that stopped the Technical Committee from going ahead with the planned convention. And Malabumi is not making any conscious effort to vacate that order. So by implication, if they go ahead to conduct any primary, it may end up in jeopardy, because somebody will go back to court to ask court to nullify it based on deviant or that's based on disobeying a valid court order. So it is accusation, counter accusation, and all borders to about interest. In an election year of this nature, it is not unexpected. But the only difference is that in Nigeria, they play dirty. They don't play by the rule of law. They try to circumvent the rule just to have their way. Even in America and Britain, when you get close to election, you see more of political activities kickstarting, galvanizing the process. Okay. Because of interest.
Okay, Moses Abraham, where were you yesterday and day before yesterday? He wants to hear your opinion on Ebonyi State Governor.
Moses but Abraham. I was here yesterday.
I was asking him, where was he when you were speaking about?
What's his name?
Moses Abraham.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moses Abraham. You see, the issue of Ebonyi State, for me, is neither here nor there. Because the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria have created a lacuna that will give the judge leverage whichever way he decides to tinker with. I say particularly because for those who argue that it is wrong based on Nigerian Constitution to sack a sitting governor, a sitting president, they have a point. Because if you look at the case of Atiku versus PDP, when he defended from PDP sometime in 2004 or so, before the 2007 election, no, before the 2003 election, the Supreme Court ruled that you cannot sack a vice president or a president on the basis of defection.
Okay.
So to that extent, any judge can rely on that judgment as a precedent to rule that it is wrong for you to sack Umahi. Then looking at the judgment of Omeha and Amechi, Omeha had initially won an election under the platform of PDP. But by the time PDP will decide, no, by the time the court will decide that Amechi was a rival candidate, the court transferred the vote already scored by Omeha to Amechi, claiming that the mandate belongs to the party. If you only look at the case of Faleke, the case involving Faleke, when Aurobe was leading in that Kogi election, Aurobe died before declaration of results, and the case happened to go to court, and the court asked APC to nominate somebody to replace Aurobe, who inherit the vote that was casted for Aurobe. By extension, APC, since the party is the custodian of the mandate. So to that extent, not the person. To that extent, the judge who ruled that the mandate Umahi was parading belongs to PDP and not his own person is right by all points from that point of view. Because if the mandate in the case of Aurobe belongs to the party, the mandate in the case of Omeha and Amechi belongs to the party. There's nothing wrong in saying that the mandate that Umahi paraded, or rather is parading, having won under the plan of PDP, belongs to PDP. So I think the court is equally right by deciding that the mandate that Dave Umahi is parading belongs to PDP. As such, that he cannot leave PDP for APC with another person's mandate. That he ought to drop the mandate as I thought he was leaving. Okay. Then again, I think that lacuna needs to be addressed, because there's every need to amend some relevance of the sections of the Constitution so that it will be clearly spelled out in the Constitution. Because when that happens, the hands of the judge will be tied to the extent that they cannot start using precedents that have been decided based on Superior Court of Judgment. They will now rely their judgment based on relevant sections of the Constitution. But the way it stands, even Court of Appeal judgment can go either way and they will be justified. Supreme Court judgment can go either way and they will be justified. You cannot, even the one petitioning the judge to NJC for sanctioning, I don't see anything coming out of it, because it's neither here nor there. The law creates a lacuna and there have been judgments before now. But again, there's something that is coming out, because as at the time Atiku case was decided in Supreme Court, the argument of who owns the mandate was not there. So if the argument of who owns the mandate was there when the Atiku case was decided in that 2000 and something, either 2003 or 2004, if the argument of who owns the mandate was there, I think it would have been decided that the mandate belongs to the party upon which the person wins an election.
Well, as it stands, Umahi still remains the president, the governor.
Umahi is the governor, one, because he has 5 states of execution of that judgment. So the state of execution permits him to be in office waiting for the judgment of Court of Appeal. Even after appeal, it goes either way. If you equally go against him, he have right of appeal to Supreme Court, and he can equally file state of execution. It depends on when Supreme Court eventually dispense the case. Whichever way it goes.
14 days for appeal. 14 days elapsed for appeal.
There is no way the 14 days will elapse and a sitting governor under a ruling party will not be able to appeal the case.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Okay, I have this breaking news. The Lagos State government has appointed the erstwhile chairman of the Lagos State chapter of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Mr. Musiliu Akinsoya, aka MC Olomo, as the pioneer GM/MD of the Lagos State Transportation Parks and Garages Management Committee. This was revealed on Instagram by his son on Thursday. MC Olomo was suspended for alleged insubordination by NURTW National Headquarters. The suspension letter was signed by NURTW's General Secretary Kabiru Yao and dated March 9th. Now, MC Olomo is the GM/MD of Lagos parks and garages. Good morning, Mr. Charles.
Good morning, Mr. Christian. I'm Charles. My name.
Okay, Mr. Charles. The train that broke down in the middle of nowhere because of no diesel. Comment on that.
Well, what a funny country we are into.
No, sometimes
I know sometimes.
diesel needs to finish now. Abi?
My father was an ex-Nigerian Railway Corporation member before he died.
Worker.
So a member before he was killed. This is the first time I have heard him in this dispensation that a train runs short of diesel, because in those days every station a train reach, what they do is also apply diesel. For instance, now you are moving from here, from Lagos to Ibadan. If you reach to Ibadan station, definitely you will stop and you pick passengers from there. So what will you do? They will also refuel the train because they don't know what will also happen. Well, there was another one that happened some years back. Something that was during Abagana. They normally carry drinks, Abagana drinks. This thing happens in the Natural State some years ago. They carry drink, they run short of diesel. It fell. So the problem goes with mostly the engineers, because you should be able to know when you are running short of diesel. When a train is moving from one particular place to another, you should be able to know. It's as simple as ABCD. You have a car in your house, you want to run your car just simply from here to this. As a car owner, before you move your car in the morning, what do? You first of all, you check the engine. You check whether the fuel is enough, whether the fuel is okay. Before you move out. Are you getting me? It's not that we are running. What exactly is going on in this country? It's not that we don't have what it takes to run most of these things. Do I say these are means of weakening the poor citizens, or these are means of weakening the average Nigerians? How will you tell me that one of this train you are talking about is one of the cheapest means of transportation? It's the cheapest because.
As of now or then?
My brother, even as of now, it's the cheapest.
Means of transportation.
I don't know, because it has been longer, but it's the cheapest. And it's the most safe, very, very safe.
I wanted to ask you if you know how much they take a train from Lagos to Ibadan.
Is it up to 350?
It's not 350.
How much is that?
It's not 250.
How much then?
Not 250.
Okay, let me from here to Ibadan. Bought a car from here to Ibadan is how much? When you take a car, when you bought a bus from here to Ibadan,
6,000.
From here to Ibadan,
a train 6,000.
6,000 naira. You see, but this is even in your secondary school days. A simple question will be asked: what are the cheapest means of transportation? You have no option than to tell them that it's a train, because it's the cheapest.
No, it's not
but
cheapest.
that is it. Even if it is not cheaper now, where are we going to? Where are we heading to? That is exactly what I said. There's nothing but wickedness. Why are you trying to wicked the average? That's an average Nigerian. These are means we regard. In those days, from here to Ibadan, honestly speaking, from Nasarawa then, from when we're Plateau State then, from Plateau State to East, then it's 1,000 naira.
Then what year?
Huh?
What year?
I'm talking about, let's say, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, what's the difference now? Yes, we know that there's a bit of difference. But now, even the train you are talking about is no more safe. It's no more the cheapest, like you said, that from here to Ibadan is almost 6,000 naira. So, you cannot come out here and start telling the whole world that a train in which that you are meant to safeguard and protect, as in maintain for an average Nigerian to board in, just went in and crashed along Ibadan Express Road, along Ibadan. My brother, sometimes some things that are happening in this country, that is just funny. My brother, it's just funny sometimes. Because we look at it, you wake up in the morning, imagine a country whereby there's no war in Nigeria. But you keep on, every day you wake up, you keep on hearing from one bad story to another. And then you hear that 20 people died here or 50 people died here.
It's well now.
See, let me tell you, there are two means, there are two ways, of which I will name them. There are two ways in which a country can enslave a country like itself. One is by what? Sword. Two is by what? Debt. Two. Now, it's just an example. Let me give you. This is exactly what is happening for instance now in China. You know, China are beginning to come into Nigeria, you know, to make sure that the Nigeria, you know, the debt in Nigeria is higher than any other thing. It's not like I am not defecting from your question. I know what I'm saying because when you go, imagine a country whereby a place like Sri Lanka. They said China went there and they collected their, what do you call it? Their highest ship there. That China said that they're going to run it for 99 years. Because of the high, the type of money they collected from that particular place. You see, we have China people who are the one responsible for most of these trends you are talking about.
Let's look at where, you know, that deputy governor, that is fleet was attacked by gunmen. 19 soldiers died. That was yesterday.
That was the government.
The wives are now protesting this morning. Let me get you. Kebbi State, deputy governor.
Kebbi State.
His convoy was attacked.
Kebbi State.
19 people died.
I was here yesterday.
19 soldiers.
When you asked a question, and I said, let's not forget Kebbi State, if you can remember, that there was an attack in Kebbi State. A lot of people were killed. So it's no more a new something to you and I that we wake up every morning, you hear there's an attack. So even if
soldiers were killed, their wives, they have wives and children. It's not a normal thing.
The soldiers were attacked, right?
The deputy governor, his convoy
was attacked,
and 19 soldiers lost their lives.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. This is what we're saying here. You keep on hearing death in Nigeria when we are not even in a war. Okay, the 19 soldiers that were killed, you can only remember the 19 soldiers because there was an attachment of who, the deputy governor, right? What about those innocent citizens, Nigerians that are dying, their name cannot be mentioned in the media?
Thank you.
What happens to them?
Thank you. Because they are
simply because I don't have money, simply because I have nobody in the society, and because the governor was attacked, and the deputy governor was attacked with some convoy and military men that were attached to him. Yes. What about those people that were dying?
Concerned because
I am concerned.
Those that have protection have been attacked. What of the ordinary man?
That is exactly what I'm saying. That is my point. That is what we are saying here. You and I are no more safe. A country whereby there's no more law in Nigeria. Can you go to your Western world and misbehave like that? What exactly are we talking about? No law, nothing. Every day, when you choose, that is why sometimes when you go to your house, to even tune your television or your radio house, sometimes it's somehow. You cannot stay in Nigerian radio house or television house for a single minute without hearing that somebody was killed there, somebody died there. These are things that we keep on hearing. When we're growing up, you can only hear that people are dying in a place like Liberia, in a place like this. But imagine, in your doorstep, you are witnessing those things. So I am not in support that they were attacked. But what I'm in support is any government that cannot place the life of its citizen as the number one priority is not worthy to be in government.
Okay.
Insecurity everywhere.
Lagos State Nurtw has pulled out of the national body. Whatever they are doing, is it in the interest of the people?
Well, it's still on their own interest. So it's also on their own interest because they said they pulled out, they only removed their uniform. That was what happened yesterday. So yesterday, you had Oluomo when he was on press conference, they only removed their uniform. Directly or indirectly, they will still be the ones in charge of whatever that is going on in Lagos. So they shouldn't come out and start fooling you and I. Because we know, and we know their pranks, we know whatever means they want to come out with. Are you getting me? So they are also the ones responsible for whatever that is going on. Even if it is in favor of me, or even if it is in favor of me, they are still the one dancing to the tunes of whatever that's dictating whatever that's going on in the Lagos State.
All right, thank you very much. Let's not forget Mr. Charles on the 18th of March is going to be having his traditional wedding. A few days, like 7 days to go. Let's try and support the young man so that he can cross from bachelorhood to.
Thank you very much.
God will help us.
Thank you, Christian.
Have Mr. Kunle.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. I just feel like, nevertheless, I was scared when I was barbing because so that my hair will not be used for ritual. You know, it's a ritual thing in Nigeria now.
Okay, the hair can be used for
ritual. Yeah, that's what the people are telling me. People are scared now. That's what
so
they tell me.
Our barbing salons are not safe.
They are not safe. That's what they say. We're safe now. Nobody trusts each other again. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Lady Tina. I appreciate you. One love. God bless you. God keep you because of your mindset, good mindset. You know, you knew what I don't know. You correct me at times, and I really appreciate people that give me constructive criticism.
Some of our viewers are very, very
intellectual person. Very silent woman. I really appreciate that woman.
They don't just really want to come out.
Yes, they don't.
They just listen.
They don't.
And they look at the various issues.
Really.
Okay, let's.
No noise.
Let's look at the intrigues around the MC Oluomo saga.
See, I've been expecting that for a while. Every time, every Oluomo. I mean, the paparazzi has been too much. The negative paparazzi has been too much on him, and I think he needs to calm down and reprogram. Yes, to reprogram himself. Every accusation is on Oluomo.
What are the accusations?
The accusation are the monopoly, the grandstanding. You know, I'm not a union. I don't even want to dabble into the issues because all of them, they are same. So you can't even back anyone. It's the Lagos State government that will have to talk to this morning, that they should sit tight and arrange all this union, so-called union, to be upright, because it's bringing a dent to Lagos State government, as if they are the one promoting, you know, the violence or the agbero, you know, excesses in Nigeria today, in Lagos today. So Lagos State know what to do to arrange this people, because they are the organ they talk to them, so they can control any organization that is going astray. You know, so they should look into the union issues. I saw them protesting in Alausa the other time, so someone should come out boldly. I mean, he should act as Lagos State governor, because
Lagos, you know that now the Lagos State branch of the NURTW
from the national branch.
Now Oluomo has been appointed as the MD CEO of Lagos Park and Garages.
Yeah. I think that is much of rebranding we've been looking for. When you have been appointed as Lagos Park and Garden, let them do those park
garages.
Garages, yeah. All this one you're saying, that is what they're saying. Empty, that is to control all the garages. It's more or less, they just transform the position to another. They're wearing another cloth for him. But they still need to brand these people. They need to brand them so that people will know, because what a year ago, anything, they go Agbero, they need to be branded. I think there are Agbero everywhere. There are Agbero all over Nigeria. Every park you get to. But there's a civilized way one has to get this thing done. That is what Lagos State should do, because this Agbero, they will still be part of the face of Lagos. They are still part of the face of Lagos as it is. Negatively, yes. Crisis every time, fighting every time, crisis. You could see what happened in Ireland the other time. You know, two guys fighting for one post, and there's division already. So Lagos State should bring all of them together and give them a sound warning, caution, that they should not tarnish the image of Lagos. Because Lagos is the face of Nigeria as we're talking now. Lagos is the face of Nigeria. Economically, Lagos is the face of Nigeria. And when investors are coming in, they are saying all these things the Agberos are doing. Do you think an investor would like to invest in such a, Look at what happened in Lagos Island. Lagos Island was shut down because of their crisis. The traders have to run, they run for their life. And there's a governor in control. So the governor has to act as a governor this time around.
Okay, Kebbi governor recounts his ordeal in the hands of bandits. 19 of his men were killed.
Kebbi.
Deputy governor.
Deputy governor
Yes,
Kebbi.
was ambushed yesterday. His envoy was ambushed yesterday. 19 soldiers were killed, others injured.
Are they Boko Harams or
Bandits?
Bandits. They are just they are just family line. They are just, you know, they are related.
Best of faith.
Best of faith, same feather. They belong to Boko Haram is the brother of Aishwat. Aishwat is the senior brother of Band Militant. Bandits, they are the new face on the block now. So they know themselves. They work. When this one strikes today, they share all those territorial, you know, area to go and strike. Okay, let me go to Katsina. You go to Borno tomorrow. All these things, we have intelligence. You know what I mean? Secret intelligence cops in this country undercover. They can get all this dirty job done within. If they want, if the government is really ready to eradicate these people, they know them.
Someone say, I don't know why we have a lot of agberos in Lagos.
It's
because
political games. Normally, where you saying that we have agbero in Lagos, don't we have agbero in leadership?
A lot of agberos.
A lot of agbero. Because Lagos is the most. I mean, when you talk of transportation, the hub of transport in Nigeria is Lagos. Transport is a big deal, big business in Lagos. All these agbero, if they are doing their work like a civilized person, we don't have problem with them. But all these crises every time, fighting, disturbing, you know, the roads. That is what they should get them organized. If possible, organize session for them, or get people that will train them. You get what I'm saying? You get people that will train them.
What are you going to say to the families of these soldiers that have lost their lives? The wives were protesting this morning.
They have to, because these people are just being sent on a jet, you know, errand. I'm telling you, there was a time they came out that the ammunition they were using wasn't. You could remember a general that came out there that they were not getting enough ammunition to fight Boko Haram, and that they are informants among the soldiers themselves. They are passing this information. So some people don't want this war against bandits, they don't want it to end. Because some people are making money, serious money from it.
At the expense of the lives?
Yes! That is the main truth. There are some businessmen that are making money on this crisis because they have to supply arms. They have to. Man, this country, the more you look, the less you see. My brother, we are just country of big. We are big blind. We're in a big blind country. Right? Where in the country of the blind, it's only one eye man that sees. All other eyes are blind. That is what is going on now.
Okay, lastly, let's talk about the Olubadan today.
I still have a lot to say, man, this morning, man. Olubadan, yeah. In the Olubadan hierarchy, I like the system there because they're not creating rooms for rancor, you know,
there was
litigations. They have how they set themselves on hierarchy. The Otun Olubadan, Osi Olubadan, all sort of things. They also, when this one die, they know the next one on the ladder how to climb up the ladder and become the Olubadan. It's the best traditional way of selecting kingship selection in the I can say in the whole Africa, because where there will be no rancors, they don't always have rancors there because you could see they always dethrone some obas. Court always dethrone some obas. Likewise, you know that there is not, you know. But such is not in the Olubadan. They have their way.
Okay,
so,
the train that stopped at the middle of nowhere because of diesel, stranded, runs out of diesel.
What
you can see?
What truth?
What truth? Has stranded as Ibadan Lagos train runs out of diesel. Look at.
Is it not sabotage or economic sabotage?
How is it sabotage?
When a train is about to move,
so where does sabotage come in?
The sabotage may come from, even from the Nigerian Railway Corporation.
So how would they?
Now it's like you are taking your bus now, Christian. You want to take a bus to Abia. You know the gauge of fuel you have to buy to get you to Abia.
Okay.
Now, you went to buy, instead of having a full tank, you went to buy half tank, in which you know cannot.
With the driver went to buy half tank.
How did this thing happen? Shortage of
yes, what happened?
somebody has to be questioned. Somebody
So
has
because
to be queried.
for me, it doesn't look like sabotage. It looks like corruption. You know, there's corruption in the system. Somebody didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Somebody,
So
yes.
it can't be. If it's sabotage, you are saying somebody else did it without the notice of those that are driving the train.
Are they being paid? Are these people being paid well? Are they railway? Are they the staff? Are they being paid? Are they really loyal to their duty? Are they loyal to their
So
work?
who are you blaming?
I blame the Nigerian Railway Corporation entirely. You know,
They are Prime Secretary.
Okay.
the PAMSEC, the MD, the chairman, even Amechi need to be involved in this case because it's the Minister for Transport. Yes, it's the minister. Is the overhead supervisory person there. He has to be Rotimi Amechi. They need to. It's just a shame on Nigeria.
The fishman.
It's a shame.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's get you. Somebody said there are a lot of agberos in Lagos.
My name is Margaret Oyunechi.
Why is it that there are a lot of agberos in Lagos?
Agboros, in the sense of agboros. One, some of them are graduate, they don't have job.
That is the agbero in Lagos.
Agboro in Lagos. And meanwhile, if they should say there's an agboro in Lagos, there's also agboro in National Assembly, in Asoro Villa. Yes, those people, they are the ones that are making those agboro in Lagos.
Okay, the House of Assembly.
They're
the ones that
supervising the agboros in Lagos.
Supervising the agberos.
Because them too. Also,
is it the Lagos State House of Assembly or the federal?
The federal, Buhari. Because you know this agboro. He's supposed to settle them. If you settle them, they will leave the streets. They will leave the road. Yes, if Buhari settle them, because one settle those agboro
in Lagos,
settle their chairman. Yes, they will settle. They will know how they will. Yes,
they will leave the road.
And the road will be transparent. People can be going anywhere they want to go.
So, what will you say about the crisis happening in Lagos NURTW?
The crisis is that if you are being elected a blind man doesn't know his job, cannot rule the one that is intelligent. That's number one.
A blind man.
And you know, and again, I discovered the first one doesn't know the route. You know, in Lagos, you need to know the route. Maybe as a driver, you need to know all the routes that you need to drive. Or as a pilot, you need to know geography. And he doesn't know geography, and he say he wants to become a pilot. It's a different ball game. And that's why those agboros are still on the streets, disturbing people that want to go where they don't want to go.
So let's talk about the stranded train. The stranded train that said the train ran out of diesel.
Diesel. In that scenario, where I painted it, the person that the PAM secretary there should be sacked. The PAM secretary there should be sacked because he doesn't know his job. Because if the PAM sex bring money, there will be a diesel in that train.
Okay.
And the driver seems should be sacked because he doesn't know how to. He doesn't engage because in the morning you engage your carburetor. And what there's nothing supposed to engage your engine. It doesn't engage the engine. So it's careless. It should be sacked. It should be sacked. It's not doing his job very well.
Okay, the deputy governor of Kebbi State was attacked yesterday and 19 of his men were killed.
Okay.
Their wives are now protesting over the death of their husband.
Oh, over the death of their husband because it was the deputy governor of Kebbi. Kebbi, if you see, there is bandits, there is Boko Haram, all those ones. Boko Haram and bandits, the same thing as militants now. They are all those militants, their own, they will shoot the person that is making them to cry. But Boko Haram, they're just killing innocent people. But if you see militants, if you know, for example, this man, I'll come and face him. If it's MTN, I know that MTN is not helping me. I will shoot him because he's doing MTN this thing. So I will shoot him and I will not follow MTN again. That's militants for you. But Boko Haram, they kill innocent people, which is supposed to be killed. So if their wife is contesting, in that sense, because they're not being protected, because if you're a widow, you will suffer now. If they kill your husband, you will suffer. So as a husband, their wife were like eating when their husband was alive. So if their husband is late now, they can sleep outside. Since their husband is late, they will be sleeping outside. There's insecurity. They will sleep outside. Their child is not going to school. Number one, the child will not go to school because the husband is late. child will not go to school, and the wife will be sleeping outside. Outside, I mean, there's no security there. Outside, I mean, doesn't mean that another man will come and be talking to you, a rubbish man. You don't even the chingom man that don't even have food to eat. All those legacy people, they will be talking to you. They will not feel well. They will be telling you, go do like this, do like this. What we say, now then they engineer that man. What we say, come kill your husband, and it not gonna make sense, none. So you should just like, because as their man, wife is fighting, they should protest more. And you know, when they say answers, do you know if they went to mortuary, the police will open their this thing mortuary and say, look, this is policeman. But if you go for Nikam, that one in Maryland, they kill a lot of civilians and they put them in soldier mortuary. They refuse to open that mortuary because you know that civilian in that mortuary. Yes, that's what I do in that Maryland. It doesn't like Union Bank. Sorry for saying it. All those banks, they should just close them. Yes.
Okay. Lastly, how are you surviving in Nigeria, in this country?
Insecurity. What do you say?
How are you surviving? How are you coping with the economy of
in that economy? Nigeria is not a place to be. Yes, it's even I believe if I should go to Ukraine and there's war, I know that there's war, I will eat.
Okay, you prefer going to Ukraine?
Even I say that they won't buy me, God forbid, though. They won't buy my enemy. Me, I prefer entering flights. They will give me visa. And they will acquire that visa. I say, they'll give me my pilot. They'll give me visa. Me, I go Ukraine. Because there, I go eat, I go feed well. If I go to London now, I will feed well. And there's no need. There's one Nigerian. I'm not feeding well. Even if I come for affidavit, I don't even see for yesterday. I'm only going to say, even my phone, people contact it because I'm owing them. So there's no. I even prefer going to where there is war. That Ukraine, I will be there. Because I will be feed well and I will dress well. Now the clothes I'm wearing is clothes I used to sleep because I can't even change my clothes. Yes, I don't even have house. So there's insecurity in Nigeria. There's insecurity in Nigeria.
What do you want the government to do?
The government, I have gone to National Assembly, Lagos State, Etiosa, and I saw that in Abia, I'm from Abia State, Etiosa, they have federal constituency 1, and they have federal constituency 2 in Etiosa. Whereby in Ohafia and Anuchukwu local government, the senator there doesn't know how to speak English. He cannot speak good English. He can Ohafia and Anuchukwu. Yes. Ohafia and Anuchukwu constituency. The senator there doesn't know how to speak English. He knows his name. He cannot speak good English. There's what they call in English subject and predicate. Cannot make. But in that federal constituency, Etiosa, constituency 1 and 2, in that Etiosa, I have gone there. I know one I was living in Dolphin Estate. I said, please help me. I know there's cause for alarm. I have told police, are you my friend? They say, I don't know. I won't answer the question. They couldn't help me yesterday. I was just restless. I have to go and escalate. They say I should go here. But I believe that Etiosa knows a little English language more than the one on half constituency. Because he can speak English, he has dollar in his pocket. He doesn't know how to speak English. My own state doesn't know how to speak English. It doesn't have anyone, and it's just making mouth. It's an empty vessel, like a drum. And it can make noise. It's making noise. In a half year constituency, there's no job there. There's no house there because there's no job, no opportunity. Nothing like industry. They're not producing bread. They're not producing coke. They have, forget about coke. No bread. They're not producing anything at all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You see?
Chineye, thank you very much.
So Nigeria as a whole should sit up.
Okay. Thank you.
Sit up.
Thank you very much.
In leadership.
I have Mr. David. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. David.
Good morning to you, Mr. Christian Chukwu.
Okay. Let's talk about
wonderful morning to you
yeah.
and our viewers over here in diaspora.
Airlines may shut down because of aviation fuel. The shortage of aviation fuel. But the MD has assured that aviation fuel scarcity will be over soon.
Would be over soon. For how many months? MD of NNPC, Mayor Milikari, has been assuring Nigerians for months, for days, for hours, minutes, that fuel scarcity would be over soon. When would it be over? Let it be visible. It's not you coming to tell us tentative statements which cannot be proven. Now let this statement become a reality. Let this fuel scarcity, let it be over. the hardship is too much. You can see people can no longer go to work because of the hike in transport fare. Look at. Now you've been saying it will be over, it will be over. When will it be over? Yes, a year every time we keep on hearing. We heard it will be over. It will be over. It will be over. When will it be over? The president has traveled out of his country. He has left us. Now, helping Nigerians carry your load. Even the president, before the president left, he said the first city would be over. Now, the president has gone for medical checkup in UK now. Is he saying if the first city would be over? When would the first city be over? Soon is not a good assurance. Soon is not time. Soon can be next year. Soon can be next 2 years. And the one we elected and voted as the president is no more in the country. Is abroad receiving treatment. I don't know what kind of country we find ourselves. Seriously, this hardship is becoming unbearable. Seriously is becoming unbearable.
Okay. Now, please, let's disregard the fact that Solomon has been appointed the GM and Lagos State Transport Parks and Garage Committee. The online information has been confirmed not to be true at this point. He is not the MD or GMD of any Lagos State Transport Parks and Garage Committee.
It was the son that posted that on his Instagram handle. So Lagos State government have not come out officially.
It's not an official statement yet.
Sure. So just
okay. How do you look at the issue, the situation with the NURTW?
I think for the NURTW, the government of the day has been selfish.
Okay.
They have been self-centered because residents, indigenous of Lagos State, have been crying a very long time for government to disband NURTW because these people are not making money into this government coffers. Now, roads. Now, if the roads are not motorable, NURTW cannot fix the road. Now, NURTW are not remitting money to government coffers. NURTW are just remitting money to themselves. Now, what do we, the residents of Lagos State, stand to benefit from this NURTW? Nothing. But now, because national body in Abuja has suspended their Lagos State chapter, MC Musulu Oluomo, which is an ally to Asiwaju, a very good son to Asiwaju. Now, he now recommended a perfect solution that Lagos State government should ban NURTW because the body has suspended him in Abuja. And now, Lagos State government now have not heed to such advice and has suspended the union in Lagos State. Wait, is MC Oluomo supposed to tell Lagos State government what to do? When would the residents, indigenous of Lagos State, have been crying all these years for government to disband, to put a full stop to NURTW in Lagos State, to ban them? Government turned deaf ears. But now, the body in Abuja has banned MC Oluomo now. So MC now advised them to ban NURTW in Lagos now. And government has taken such decision. It's so that the Lagos government, they are senseless.
No.
Lagos government are senseless.
No, is the word now.
No, they are senseless. No, because now, how can, now, this burden of NURTW is because of one person. Because of the interest of MC Oluomo is no longer protected. That is why government have come out. If had it been the national body did not ban MC Oluomo, do you think government will ban NURTW in Lagos? No. Okay. Now, what? Now, one thing I want to say that this MC Oluomo, now, by 2023, the way MC Oluomo is going about, the chances of Asiwaju becoming president in 2023 is slim, because MC people are now saying that now they cannot vote Tinubu because of MC Oluomo. Who is MC Oluomo? A net house. Yesterday, when they were even giving the announcement for them to withdraw yesterday, he could not speak good English. Someone was there speaking for him. He was doing the clapping. A non-entity.
No.
No, it's a miscreant. Yes.
It's a force to reckon with.
It's a which what kind of force? Force. What force to reckon with? Eh?
If you carry your boss,
In the
your
force. What
decay
force?
on the road,
He is
you know
not
that
the
it's a
force.
force.
No, some government gave him that. Government gave him that leverage for him to thrive on. If government had not given
If
him
it were a level playing ground,
that
you won't
level
go
playing ground
anywhere.
to do, who is he?
Yeah.
He's a nobody. So now banning of LGW is just because of the interest of one person is no longer protected, which is MC Oluomo. That is why government of Lagos State has banned it. Had it been the national body in Abuja did not ban MC Oluomo. Suspend him. Do you think the government of Lagos State would also suspend the activities of NUFCW in Lagos? No. Asiwaju should detach himself from MC Oluomo.
Asiwaju.
Yes. Because the way people
He's
are
the one shielding.
Because MC feels nobody can suspend him because he has the backing of Asiwaju. MC feels he is above the law, and that is why most persons does not want to vote Tinubu because tomorrow, peradventure, Asiwaju becomes the president of the country, MC Oluomo would be above the law. That is it. Because he will tell you categorically you cannot arrest me because Asiwaju is the commander-in-chief of the armed force. And now if the commander-in-chief of the armed force tells the court leave MC, they will leave him. So that is why most persons have been skeptical. I've been afraid to vote Asiwaju because of this link and this nexus he's having with MC Oluomo. If by 2023 I'm being faced with Asiwaju alone, I will rather Asiwaju and Atiku. I will rather vote Atiku than me to vote Asiwaju because of this uncertainty here in Lagos.
Okay, let's look at the train that was stranded. Passengers stranded as Ibadan Lagos bound train runs out of diesel.
You said what? Can you come
Passengers stranded as Ibadan Lagos bound train runs out of diesel.
It is normal.
No,
Trademark.
No,
It is normal. No. What do you expect? Oh, no. Are you telling me that the driver was now here, that there was no much diesel inside of it? Now he left. The lives of people have been in danger. Those passengers were on the road. No, what if by the venture bandits attack them, S-men attack them, or kidnappers even kidnap them? Now government will say that the driver and the government need to put things in place, need to check it, because now if the government knows there is no diesel, let no train ply the route. Yes. If there's no diesel, let them pack it, because you cannot, because of your own interest, endanger lives of passengers who boarded this train to arrive at their destination safely. You want to endanger them? Now the money that is being budgeted for these people, for the drivers, just to purchase diesel. Now why didn't they buy diesel? I think there's a management in charge of that. These people would not buy this because of what? Corruption are so eating deeply in our system. Everybody sees government agency.
Going down.
Everyone sees government agency as an avenue to make money, just to make fast money. That is it.
Okay, lastly, let's look at Yahoo governors backed Buni Akeredolu alleges over the convention crisis.
Thank God, governor of Ondo State knows that his party is Yahoo. No, thank God he knows. That was why he used the phrase Yahoo governors. Who are the Yahoo governors? Both himself and the rest of his colleagues. They are all Yahoo governors because they have promised and failed. They are all scammers. Now, I don't even have my own is that APC should not do their convention. Let MSCs begin to catch up with them. My prayer every day is that APC would be in crisis until 2023. APC will not be out of that crisis. That's my prayer every day. APC would be, there will be crisis.
That's a good prayer.
No, that is a good prayer for me. Inside APC, there will be crisis in the morning, there will be crisis in the afternoon, there will be crisis at night. This crisis will be unresolved until after 2023 election. That is my prayer. Because these people have sprung Nigeria into a mess. How much do you buy wheat now? Wheat now. Wheat that used to buy for 300 is now 7.
I don't go there.
So inflation, who plugged the country into this inflation? The Senate president yesterday was saying, for PDP, he said PDP should be begging for the forgiveness of Nigerians. He said PDP should be begging for forgiveness. He said instead of PDP begging for votes, who is supposed to beg for forgiveness? APC. Because under PDP, Nigerians were still enjoying to some extent, but not that much. But now, no enjoyment. Yesterday, I sleep for hours. No light. No light.
Me too,
You see? See, wait, as the Nigerian, what do you mean they enjoy?
That is the natural sun.
The only sun we enjoy.
Sun and rain.
As the Nigerian, now I want to put this question out. As the Nigerian, what are we enjoying? What do we stand to benefit as a citizen of this country? No road, no water, no food, inflation. Only sun, only sun. It is bad. Say only this man for the benefit son. Nothing when this person enjoy as a Nigerian. Nothing. Me say nothing. You said nothing.
Thank you very much, Mr. David.
We don't benefit anything from the country now. Christian, since I was
you
born.
benefit now.
What did I benefit? Is it the universal free primary education of 1970s?
Yes, you benefit.
I benefited from
that is Nigeria. That's from the country now. Even if it's
universal free primary education. That was when we were young in those days. And all those corn milk from Scotland and Ireland.
That make
as a result of what happened in the Biafran land. That's why we benefited from it. Do you understand? Then in 1983, during Chagari regime, that was when universal free primary education stopped. So anyway, benefit from free education during Obasanjo era and Ramaphosa Mohammed era. It's a very small thing. Very, very small.
But now there's nothing.
There is nothing like that. Nothing. You see what happened? They are benefiting from us. Those people that we send to go and serve us, they turn everything around. We are the ones serving them. You understand? Nobody has benefited anything from this system. This Nigerian government, for the first time, Lagos State government, see, every day, internal revenue, what they call them? Lagos State revenue officers, collectors. They wake up early in the morning, they will knock on your door.
Internal revenue service.
Thank you. They will just knock on your door. IRS, Internal Revenue Service. They're on your door, sir. Come out. They will give you a bill. You will pay. They will carry your dustbin. They will dispose your what do you call this field dustbin. You will pay. They will come. You will pay some people that they call themselves health service or whatever. Those ones, restaurants, beer parlor. They pay money to them. They wake up every day. Lock up chop. You will pay. Everything, pay. I don't know why they are not paying us. No money has ever been disbursed to me since I've been staying in Lagos State.
Okay,
for how many years now?
Let's look at.
Ask me a question, Jerry.
Let's look at the MC Oluomo issue.
MC Oluomo issue started, I think, 2 days ago, but we treat that topic. We treated it yesterday.
There are developments now. There is new development.
What has happened now?
The Lagos body has pulled out of the national body.
They're on their own now. Jesus.
If you look around, you won't see them on uniform.
On uniform anymore.
Lagos State government now is in charge of the parks and garages.
Wow, a new development.
That's a new.
I love that development now. Wow. They are living up to expectations. You know, say something is happening in the air. Don't you know that Aboro's motor park boys operations, or you call them the operatives, they are more or less the reason why people are spanking on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They said if Tinubu becomes president, Aboro will take over the country. I wonder how they will communicate or cooperate with their counterparts in Onitsha, Abakaliki, Abuja, Kaduna Park. I don't know how they are going to do it, but that has contributed to 55% of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's antecedents problem in this 2023 presidential election.
Mm.
So now the man is like, he's going to take the bull by the
By
horn.
the horn.
I think understand.
Mm.
He's just trying to distance himself from the Aburus. My hands are clean. Vote me in. Oga, all these schemings, we know is not going to save Tinubu. It is too late. You know what is?
Some say that Agberos can stand and withstand the police. Is it true? They have more influence than
them had more influence than the police, because like when I was coming this morning from my house, I saw them at Moibu Street. I didn't understand. They are not at the major road now. Major motor parks. You see what they do? They hide in the streets and they stop those motorists, motorbikes. You know, they collect. They are doing it now. As I was coming this early morning, I saw them with anyanch, cane, and other things they used to, operate. They stop those motorbikes, motorists, and do their normal collection.
And nobody.
No policemen there. Policemen can't try that at Okera. Maybe when they get information, they move there. You understand? With their men. I mean, police. But as I'm talking to you early in the morning, they are the strategic positions in the various streets, collecting, doing their normal.
Are you saying the activities of Agberos might affect Tinubu's presidential?
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Let me tell you, it contributes. Do you understand his failure in this coming election? Because Agboro in Lagos has virtually taken over 75% of illegal revenue collection. You know that
if they are selling now, you see them.
You must pay them. Akara women pay them. Those women that sell food items, food ingredients, momo, crayfish, and so on and so forth, they pay Agboro. At Akiode bus stop, Akiode is the exact opposite to Omole Phase 1. There are some people in Agbada, less. They collect money from all this marijuana. We questioned them. They said every bit is controlled by social person. Every bit, and you know that Baba Eto is living there.
Yeah.
That Baba Eto is one of the strongest structures
in ABC.
Tinubu has in Lagos. Baba Eto. So my brother, let me tell you, if he has not done that, I think he has started his strategy. He's just strategizing to make sure that he captures people's hearts this time around, fighting this Agboro issue.
Yeah, I don't think Tinubu can do without the Agberos.
Yes. I think so. The Agboro operation or Agboro link or connection that Tinubu has, enjoyed over the years, it has gone deep and deeper. Do you understand? To the extent that he cannot do without them. That's why I'm just giving you my, let's say, 65%. Agboro is Tinubu. Tinubu is Agboro in Lagos. Whatever Tinubu is doing in Lagos State, I tell you that Tinubu enjoys 75% Agboro's strength. As in success, if we want to succeed, Agboro is the one.
That means he cannot do without Agboro.
They cannot do without Agboro. Then again, if I'm proffering solution to the man, I will tell the man to address his stance on Lekki toll gate shootings. Tinubu has not come out and say sorry to those parents, sorry to the youths. You are my children. I didn't understand. I'm sorry for you. What happened? All that has transpired at the Lekki toll gate, please. Find a place in your heart to forgive me. He has not addressed that issue. So I'm saying that now that he has, trying to hold the bull by the horns, he should look beyond that. It's not only the motor parks Abu. He should look beyond that. At least he should visit the area of where, the youths that were killed and maimed 2 years ago, almost going to 2 years now, at Lekki toll gate. Everything about that issue, Tinubu should come out and give out like press conference. Thank you. Press release talk to the youth, address them, apologize. He must speak apologetically. He must do that so that the youth will say, ah, maybe this man
These
is good.
youths, are they going to accept the apology?
No. The apology has come late. I'm just profiling solution. Let me tell you, you can't wound me. You can't kick me. Tell me to say sorry. Do you understand? You kick me, injure my knee. I was crawling. You are telling me that I was at fault. Then when my knee heals, do you understand? You are now come to apologize to me and say sorry. Then the pain is gone. You did not contribute anything to the healing of my knee. So Tinubu's apology has come late. I didn't understand. Let me tell you. Tinubu, if care is not taken, is not going to get APC tickets. It has come. See, everything this time around in Nigeria has changed. People have opened their eyes. Are you listening to me? Maybe he's going to do that under another political platform, but not APC. APC, as I'm talking to you now,
Like they are ganging up.
Thank you, against him. And you know the situation, the position of El-Rufai in APC. El-Rufai doesn't want him. If you read the body languages of most of the North, northern political juggernauts, all those elites in the North, they are not supporting Tinubu. Look at somebody like Tambuwal. Tambuwal, are you trying to tell me that Tambuwal is on his side? Tambuwal might not be APC or PDP, but Tambuwal himself is warming up. Kwankwaso himself is warming up. Look at El-Rufai. It's written all over El-Rufai. El-Rufai has not made anything known about his own presidential ambition. Do you understand? But come what may, 2023, many things are going to play out. I think understand.
I think we are almost getting off. Let's lastly, one more. Let's look at the train. The train. Stranded passengers. Okay, Chidima won Miss Cell.
Miss Prison. Miss Cell in the prison. Yeah, Chidima has come out to be, Miss Prison. A one when they had their celebrated, beauty contest.
That is supposed to be? How do you look at that?
I look at that as, is, oh my God, it's a tragic comedy. It's just playing comedy in the midst of tragedy. I think understand that girl. I've not even heard that he has been sentenced. You understand? To any prison,
whether she has been prison sentence.
Whether she has been imprisoned or sentenced, we've not had that. All of a sudden, we watch what I termed yesterday as making that girl tragicomedy or object of caricature. They are caricaturizing that girl. Do you understand? Everything about that case has been subjected to what? Caricature now. They are playing ridicule. They are ridiculing the girl. It's being ridiculous because I've never learned that anything like that has been happened in any countries of the world, whereby you have Miss Cell, not only Miss Cell, Miss Krikri prison. That fine girl, that innocent girl, because they use her. Chidima did not stab anybody. From the testimony she gave, she was used by the deceased wife. I didn't understand. So now Chidima has come out to be Miss Prison, Krikri prison, not only Cell. Yes, Miss Krikri maximum prison.
It's laughable.
It's laughable. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous and ridiculous. It's laughable. I didn't understand.
Okay, Kebbi Deputy Governor, his convoy was attacked yesterday. 19 soldiers went down.
Oh, not. It's it's a tearful situation. A situation whereby tears, start flowing down my cheek, because those were military personnel, and the deputy himself was a former military personnel. The deputy governor of Kebbi State. The reason why he escaped yesterday's attack was that he had military experiences. Because being a military man, I don't think you can take blood, easily take blood. There are some moves you make that will make you, to dodge blades. Do you understand? He dodged blades, and the rest of his security details were, gone down. Do you understand? Because of his experiences, he would have been killed yesterday. Those guys, they thought, I think, that their firearms, do you understand, was above the firearms of the deputy governor's convoy. And at the time, they started shelling the deputy governor. That's why there was much casualty on the side of the security details given to the deputy governor. But when the firearms of the deputy governor's convoys went down, the
The bandits, they had upper hand over them. That's why those military, personnel that were guarding him went down. I didn't understand. That we tell you the kind of, weak point we had this time around in our military.
Okay.
He was not protected or guarded by the police. It was the soldiers that were protecting him. Why? Almost 20 Nigerian soldiers went down before bandits. If you ask me, I will tell you that those bandits, they thought that it was the governor's convoy. That's why they attacked. Then later they found out it was the deputy governor. Anyway, may the souls of those soldiers, those security operatives that were protecting the deputy governor rest in perfect peace. Thank you, Christian.
As we continue for another edition tomorrow, and let's remember that we have a responsibility to play loving one another. I am Christian Chiku. We have come to the end of Bystanders at the Newsstand. Thank you very much. I want to also join the people that are fighting on the live chat. Please, let's do that because we are all human beings first before any other thing. I'm Christian Chiku. Bye for now. Tomorrow I'll speak for another edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. Thank you.